I am Sajal and I have mentored almost 200 rankers in last 4-5 years. We know what challenges you face, and that's why Civils Daily follows a personalized, student-centric and evidence-based approach through our mentorship program. Every student is assigned a dedicated mentor who helps you learn and apply the strategies of our past toppers.
It has several sub-programs, prelims test series, mains test series, and the most helpful to me has been the mentorship program.
मेरा मेंटोर मुझे, मैं 3-4 दिन उनसे टच में नहीं रहूँगा तो मेरे को 4 बजे मैसेज करेंगे, तुम्हारे जो टारगेट्स थे वो तुम्हारे अचीव हुए नहीं हुए,
क्योंकि बहुत सारे स्ट्रेस आते हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं, ये सब मैं डिस्कस करता था.
So I've been able to comprehensively improve my preparation with this program.
रणदीप सर के साथ रह के मेरी एफिशिएंसी बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ी है.
मुझे ये भरोसा है कि मैं प्रीलिम्स आने वाले में क्रैक करूँगा.
Hello everyone, this is Gamini Singla and I have secured rank 3 in the Civil Services examination this year, and I'm a graduate from PEC, Punjab Engineering College. I have done my graduation in Computer Science Engineering and I passed out in 2019, and as far as my preparation is concerned, I started preparing in the last year of the college itself when I got a pre-placement offer from JP Morgan, and I decided that I will pursue civil services fully and will not take the offer. So that is when I started with the full preparation, and after that I have been pursuing that, and both my parents are medical officers in Himachal government, and the family has been like a pillar to me and they've supported me very, very well. So I just want to thank them all. And now discussing about my prelims, mains and interview strategy. So let's go one by one. So if we have to talk about prelims, I think it's one of the most dicey portions, and since I had missed it once in 2020, so I was really very cautious about how to go about prelims. So what I realized was that I did not attempt enough questions in the 2020 attempt. So that became a major reason for not being able to qualify the cutoff. So in the next year, what I did was I attempted a lot many mock papers. So that helped me chalk out a good enough number of questions that I must attempt so that my guesswork and everything falls in place and I can make it to the list. So mock papers were really, really helpful. And apart from that, constant revisions of the static portion. Because I think static is one of those parts that if you have memorized it well, these are easy marks for you. So if you lose 1 or 2 marks in the static portion, I think that can be fatal in the prelims. So try to revise it again and again. And specifically for the portions of history, I referred to NCRTs starting from class 6th onwards. And I think they were very, very helpful for the history portion specifically. And for the books part, I can mention you another video, a detailed video will also come out regarding all the sources. And in the prelims, I think the on-day strategy is also very important. So I would like to say everyone that walk very confidently into the examination hall and do not think about the resources that you have not followed. So just trust your preparation and just be confident there. It might be the case that you do not know the first 10 or the first 15 questions. Just do not panic, because sometimes the answers are within the questions themselves. And that you can guess, that you can make a good guess only if you've done the previous year questions very well. So I personally did a lot of previous year questions, and for subjects like history and geography which are static, I even did it since 1990s onwards, because the static portion remains the same. So there's no harm in doing the previous year questions. I think you should be thorough with them and you should know the concepts behind them, and even their options should be studied very nicely, whatever the options were there in that particular question. And one extra thing that I did was that I used to go to the secondary school nearby and appear in the prelims mode again and again. So every weekend, at least for the last month, I used to visit there, and we used to do the question papers similarly as I had to appear in the prelims. So that helped me contain my nervousness for the actual day. So that can be very helpful to prepare and to give the exam in the same mode as you will be doing in the examination hall. Now coming to the mains portion. For mains, I think for all the papers, what is very important is answer writing and your analytical abilities. in the mains per se, you do not have to just look at one particular aspect of an answer. So you need to cover it multidimensionally, and all the aspects must be covered. And for that, you must know all the aspects, and that will come from newspaper reading regularly. So reading the editorials, I used to read The Hindu, and only during the interview phase I started reading Indian Express and even the Tribune for the local news. But The Hindu is sufficient, and you can complement it with a daily news analysis. And for the prelims also, the daily news analysis is very helpful. And I specifically followed the DNAs of Drishti IAS. So daily I used to do them after reading the newspaper, so that I can connect the current and the static portion well. So yeah, I was talking about mains. So that the answer writing also becomes very important. And for comparing your answers to the toppers' answer sheets is also very important. Let the evaluators do their work and take their feedback very seriously. But you also do a self-evaluation that I used to do to compare my answers with the previous year toppers, and to see that how am I lacking or how I can improve upon them. And writing in the paragraph or the points format, I think it does not matter, but I chose to write in points because the time is also very less during the mains paper. So I thought points will be able to save my time and write my points in a very concise manner. And for every paper, you have a different strategy, and you need to be thorough with the syllabus. I think for mains, syllabus is the key. Every keyword has to be studied thoroughly, and all the possible questions that can come based on the current affairs of that year, that you need to analyze yourself. So you need to do a lot of mind work here as well, seeing the questions, seeing the patterns, seeing the trends of the previous year, that what can be the questions, how will you do that. So I think that becomes really very important. And my optional was sociology. For sociology, I have done, I preferred reading the basic books very, very thoroughly. So Haralambus was the key. And in Haralambus also, I used to mark everything that was relevant for the syllabus point of view. And there were a lot of other books. So I suggest that more than any notes, please go back to the basic books. They'll clear your concepts, and then you can refer any notes, so that just to articulate whatever the concepts are in a very concise manner. So for sociology, your concept building is very nice. And even when you read the newspaper, have a knack for seeing all the sociological topics very well, because that will help you analyze the sociological aspect of whatever has been going on in the news, which becomes very important for paper 2. And for the interview, I think there's nothing per se that you can do, because it's the test of your personality. And the personality will be built over the years. And if you've worked hard enough, so I think your personality will reflect that. But be thorough with your DAF, like each and every keyword that you have used, know about its historical importance and every aspect, political, economical, social, environmental. About the DAF, you should be very clear. About the optional subject, I think you should brush it up. About your graduation subjects. And just confidence is the key in the interview, I guess. And be confident, be calm, do not be nervous. They're not there to grill you. Just they're going to test you, ask you some questions, and going to have a healthy discussion with you. And I think that's it. And just keep faith in yourself. There's nothing to worry about. And I know that some of you might be very nervous right now. You might be anxious. And all those emotions I have also faced while the preparation. So I can very well understand. But just believe me that have faith in yourself. Keep working hard. And you'll be on the other side of the camera one day. So thank you so much.